Hi, everyone. Excuse me, let me start over. Hi, thank you for joining me tonight. Tonight, we're going to be doing a good old-fashioned healing on the grounding cord. And I'm really glad you could make it. I have probably taught the grounding cord, well, I know I've taught it thousands of times in my career, and I never get tired of it. It's the funniest thing. It's like the most simple of all the energy tools. And I never get tired of looking at it or recreating it or teaching it. So tonight we're going to be healing it. And what that means is I'm going to be doing a healing on everyone in the sanctuary tonight. And I'll be looking at a composite of all of you and your grounding cords and working on what are called the matching pictures with each of you in your grounding cord tool. I'll be able to tell where you all have matches in stuck energy. And so I'm going to be, excuse me, doing a healing on that and clearing that for you and telling you a little bit about it as the healing goes on. And then I thought it would be fun to clean out a couple of other spaces for you tonight, your grounding cord. And so some of the spaces I picked out are your home space. So we're going to clean out the grounding cord on your home and your upcoming holiday and prosperity. So that's what I have in store for you tonight. You can sit back and just enjoy the healing. I'm going to start by setting the energy with a prayer. As we cleanse and heal the temple of the soul, may it be with the blessing of divinity, that it shine its countenance upon us and bring us peace in body, mind, and spirit. Amen. All right. As I was saying, excuse me, you know what? I'm going to take a little sip of water here. All right. I'm going to take a look now at the grounding cord that is the collective of all of you. And the first thing that I see about your grounding cord is that it's not completely anchored to your first chakra, which is the connection point right at the base of your spine. And that's where we want a really strong connection, as well as at the center of the planet. So what I see is that there's a little bit of space between your grounding cord and your actual first chakra. I'm going to show you where that is so that you can tighten that up. And before I go any further, I want to tell you that what I'm working on is your tool of a grounding cord. So that doesn't mean the grounding cord that you're using right now during the healing, you can still keep that grounding cord on. I'm working with and you'll probably feel the healing as I work on your tool of a grounding cord too. But I'm also cleaning out your tool, the tool itself, not just your grounding cord today. There's a lot of brown, crunchy energy around where the grounding cord connects under the first chakra. It's a lot of old survival energy that needs to be cleared out. Some of this is energy about money, about, well, like survival needs, having a place to live. Even energy about education in here. A lot of survival pictures getting cleared right now. Some of you have your children coming out of your grounding cord. Boy, once that survival energy released, then all of a sudden there's like a lot of bright yellow gold coming into the grounding cord. Now there's a like a rim of white again at the beginning of the grounding cord, right there at the first chakra, and that is a ring of fear. That has to do with like currently so much of the unknown and everything changing so rapidly. There's a lot of fear about the future. Structurally, what I see about your grounding cord is the more that I've been saying hello to it, the wider that grounding cord has gotten at the top, which is good. I kind of like using tubes, or the picture of tubes when I use a grounding cord, so it has a great big wide opening. What I notice about your grounding cord is it starts out wide and then it gets little bitty thin down at the bottom. So I'm going to work with you to open up that picture so that your grounding cord stays wide all the way from your first chakra down to the very center of the planet where you anchor it in. Good. There's a lot of responsibility coming out of that grounding cord. I got to tell you, I can see all these pictures of all the things that you think you're supposed to be doing, that you need to be doing. So take a big breath. Just let all of that responsibility go. And I'm saying hello to your anchoring at the center of the planet, which honestly looks pretty darn good. And there is some dark energy at that connection, kind of like some old energy that didn't quite get all the way into the center of the planet. I like what I see, though, about your picture about anchoring to the planet. That looks nice and firm. That makes me very happy. I want you to know that. There's a release going on right now of some emotions way at the bottom of the grounding cord. I think when I was just talking about some energy that didn't quite get processed out, that's some emotions, and that's now being released. There's a little bit of energy in your grounding cord that makes it kind of rubbery, which there's nothing wrong with it being flexible. There's something about that rubbery energy that is, hold on a sec. I think it's a panic. Some panic energy is what I'm looking at. I'm going to clear that out. Good. So I'm also looking at your grounding cord's ability to release fully. Like, can it release 100%? And right now, it's only releasing about 35%. And that's because there's some energy in there that needs to be cleared out. And again, it's like more of a white energy. And that is just unconscious energy. And I'm sure you've all heard me say this a million times. I'm going to say it 1,000,001 times. Unconscious energy just sits on top of pain. So when you're getting ready to release pain, that unconscious energy comes out first. And unconscious energy is, you would experience it like sometimes you start yawning a lot. You feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just so tired. I can't think of anything but going to sleep. That's unconscious energy coming out of you. And that's what I see as that rubbery energy. That's nice. I see your body getting very comfortable now that it's grounding. And yeah, just a certain level of comfort coming back into your body. There's a lot of other people's attention on your grounding cord. And some of that actually is attention on the tool itself, and some of it is attention on you. So I'm going to say hello to those energies and clear those. I remember when I first started using a grounding cord in my very first meditation class, we were supposed to go use the grounding cord on a break and, go get our food or whatever. And I just remember feeling so self-conscious when I was first using the grounding cord, thinking, oh my gosh, people can see my grounding cord. And yeah, they can see it to a certain extent, but I was really worried about people seeing it as if they could see it with my body. And I look at some of the energy that I'm working on in your grounding cord, and it's that attention where when you do use an energy tool, people have an awareness of it, whether they consciously know it or not. They have an awareness that you've changed something about your energy. Something's different. So your grounding cord is working really well now. And the way that I kind of gauge that is, can there be a hello going back and forth between your first chakra, the center of the planet, and then back again to your first chakra? And how I check that is just sending a rose, as a hello, back and forth, back and forth. And then that tells me that you're in clear communication with the center of the planet and that you're in alignment. So that grounding cord, your grounding cord looks good right now. And what I want to do now is start working on the grounding cord of some of these other topics. So I'm going to, you can still be using your grounding cord on yourself right now, but I'm going to take a look at the grounding cord on your home right now. The first thing that I see about the grounding cord on your home is that it needs to be cleaned out. And there's a lot of dark energy in there. And what I notice is that what you're grounding is like the structure of the home and forgetting to ground the property around it. So when you ground a place like the room that you're in, you can ground a little bit outside of it so that when you think of putting the bubble around your house as you're grounding it, you want that bubble to extend beyond the actual structure of the house. And I like to have the bubble extend to the edge of the property. And so that's what I'm doing right now, is just widening the grounding cord on your home. And interestingly, the grounding cord on your home is shallow compared to the grounding cord you keep on yourself. That one, if you remember, it was really well grounded. And this grounding cord is just shallow. Like, I don't see the cord going down to the center of the planet. It kind of just goes down a little bit under the house. So I'm showing you a different picture so that you can extend that grounding cord all the way down. That's better. And then that allows the whole inside of the house as well as the outside to ground. And I'm actually watching a lot of gold come into the house right away. That's funny. One of the energies I see being directed at the grounding cord coming from around around your property is energy from neighbors throwing energy at the grounding cord on your property. And to me, that just looks like competition. And that's not to say that all your neighbors are throwing energy at your grounding cord. I just see some energy from some neighbors being thrown at your grounding cord on your home. That's nice. And what I like about that I just saw was that you went ahead and widened that grounding cord without me telling you, so that the grounding cord on your home and your home property was wide all the way down to the center of the planet. And there's a really beautiful peachy gold going into that right now, your home space. So I'm going to fill that up. And then we'll move on to the upcoming holiday time. Some of the holidays are starting really soon. So, all right, I'm going to take a look at this and we'll ground the holidays. And boy, oh boy, the first energy I see is pressure and responsibility to take care of things, to get things done. Like when I look at the grounding cord on the holiday, it has a lot of pressure in it. So I'm grounding the pressure out of the grounding cord. It's a lot of longing in that holiday energy this year. Yeah, there's also some sorrow coming out because the circumstances for the holidays have changed, and also a little bit of loneliness. One of the things that I see about the grounding cord, or I should say your grounding cord, is that it's, I'm going to try to say this nicely, it's been programmed by your family. So when I look at your grounding cord, it has all the members of your family in it. And so I'm going to very gently usher your family members out of your grounding cord. There's so much desire in some ways this holiday for communication, for touch, for getting together. And the energy that I see is, that not everybody's going to be able to do that. So I think I already said there is some sorrow coming out, and some of the emotions of not being able to spend time with family this year coming out. Oh, good. I was starting to get a little worried there because there were some really emotional energies coming out, but I started to see you bringing some optimism back in. So once you started clearing a lot of those emotions, then the optimism started coming back in, and that's a really beautiful orange gold, like a yellow orange gold. All right, that looks really good. And I'm going to go ahead and fill that particular space in with joy. So we want to bring some joy into the holiday season. Okay, good. And now the last space that I was going to clean out is your prosperity. That kind of covers a lot of different things. That could be your money space. It can be your giving space. It can be your receiving space. It can be all kinds of things, gifts, generosity. So we're going to look at the grounding cord on your prosperity right now. The grounding cord, excuse me, looks really good. It's connected well at both the top and the bottom. What's interesting to me is that it looks like it has some stripes, vertical stripes. One is very dark, like kind of a shiny blackish color, and then there's a white stripe. Obviously, those are energies I want to look at. The white energy has to do with power and power games. And I think maybe another way to talk about power and power games would be like control energies. And so what I'm seeing is a place in your grounding cord where you haven't been able to find neutrality to certain power games. And I'm going to show you where that energy is sticking so we can release that. Yeah, as that white energy releases, then a kind of a weird, dull gray energy comes out behind that. And then I saw your body kind of relax. So that was good. The other stripe that I saw in that grounding cord was, honestly, it looked like a slug, like really dark, creepy, shiny, oily. This is a being that I'm going to move out, and it's like it's a common type of being that's just a low level entity, and I'm going to move out. You know what it is? It's an energy that doesn't want you to have anything. It's basically a destroy energy. That's what I'm clearing right now. And it was a place in your grounding cord where that energy just kept getting stuck over and over and over. So I'm actually clearing that out of the tool. Okay. One of the other things coming out of that grounding cord is obligation out of your prosperity space. You know, the obligation to have to give away whatever prosperity you receive. That's coming out. And the obligation energy is coming out like these broken shards of glass, is what it looks like. This is cool. Your information on prosperity is starting to come back into you. And that's that information and understanding of how to prosper people brings back prosperity to you tenfold. And that whole cycle of give and receive, prosper and be prospered. And I see that wisdom coming back in. That's great. The grounding cord on your prosperity looks like the color of a sun-kissed orange. It's like a bright, bright orange. It's really pretty. I'm going to go ahead and fill that space back in. And one of the things you asked for was the concept of prosperity for everyday prosperity. I like that a lot. So I asked Divinity to bring that concept into the space to fill it back in for you. So you can go ahead and create a great big gold sun above your head. Say hello to your own grounding cord again. And when you fill yourself in with gold, you can let that gold come all the way through your space. And you can let it run down your grounding cord and fill up the difference or the distance between your first chakra and the center of the planet. Let that whole space fill up with gold energy. And when you're all filled up, you can open your eyes and come on out of trance. I hope you enjoyed that. Like I said, I never get tired of the grounding cord. I just have one quick announcement, and that is that the one thing that I know about December coming up already is that my special for the month is going to be on miracle energy. So that's my 30-minute special is on your miracle energy vibration. And we're going to clean out that vibration and then run it through your crown chakra, your energy channels, and you get to pick 2 spaces that you want cleaned out with your miracle energy. So that's my monthly special for December. I'm currently working on my newsletter that I'll be sending out in the next day or 2, so keep your eyes peeled for that. And I hope you had a wonderful holiday with your family or by yourself if you stayed home and were safe. And I look forward to seeing you in the new month. I'll get my announcement out to you so you can see what's cooking for December. All right. Thank you for joining me tonight, you guys. Good to see you all. Got my eyes on you. Have a great night tonight. Bye-bye.